Hi everyone! Today I want to talk about the planetary transits for the month of April. Before I get into it, I just want to say these are the sidereal or astronomical placements from Vedic Astrology. Today I'm also trying out a new microphone, so hopefully you can hear me better and the sound is clear. And anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, and let's get into the video. Last month was brought in by a lot of heavy conjunctions, and we had a lot of Piscean transformational energy. And this month we will continue to feel a shift from the more emotional, watery Piscean energy into the more fiery, active Aries energy as more of the planets continue to transit into Aries this month. And Jupiter will be a bit challenged this month, but we will have a good transit of Venus. Venus will move into its own sign of Taurus, and there will be a huge focus on our individual self, our individual story, and much more this month. First off, we will have Mercury in the sign of Aries. And actually, Mercury changed into Aries on April 31st, but I don't believe that I mentioned it in my previous update, so I feel like that deserves a bit of going through now. And so Mercury in Aries is all about the sort of individual or personal story that we tell about ourselves, that are the beliefs that we hold about ourselves, or the sort of that inner self-talk that we all have, that sort of falls into the Mercury area. And in Aries, the sign of, well, the first sign of the zodiac and the original first house, so Aries is the sign of the individual or the self, and also of embarking on a new journey. And so Mercury here can sort of amplify both our self-importance and a bit of that, but also the way we sort of look at ourselves, and the kind of inner dialogue that sort of explains, like, who am I and why am I acting the way I do, and why do I how do I explain my actions and the way I am to myself, if you're following me here. So Mercury is sort of the narrator of our life, perhaps you could say. So, and I also believe that because Mercury will do all of its retrograde cycles within the fire signs this year, so that means that Mercury will be in Aries all the way from now until, I believe it's June 6th, that Mercury finally changes signs then into Taurus. But so Mercury will be here for quite a while, and this gives us a lot of time to sort of discover and or let's say rediscover our sense of individuality, and sort of struggle or contend with, like, those types of questions, like, who am I, and what do I really want, and what drives me, what inspires me, all of those things. And Mercury here also deals with the way we express ourselves to the outer world and to, well, the people in our lives. So Mercury here is sort of concerned with finding our own unique voice, and finding that, finding our true voice, let's say, and expressing our individuality. This will be highlighted during this month as well, as Mercury moves closer and closer to Rahu, the north node, also in currently transiting in Aries. So the union of these two, because if you think about Rahu, that's the metaphorical head of the demon, that energy or that influence that sort of seeks experiences and that wants to consume things. And it's also because Rahu and Ketu are basically, it's the eclipse points, so they are responsible for encasing the luminaries in shadow. That's when we have the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipses. And then because of that, there's an influence of shadow and not seeing things clearly whenever we have something to do with Rahu and Ketu. So when Mercury and Ketu come together, this also brings to mind like something that is currently that we currently can't see. So what is that? That's usually something from the subconscious or deep emotional or behavioral programming that we carry that we're not really aware of. So something pertaining to that might surface during this time as well, because Mercury or Rahu will sort of bring out hidden things pertaining to Mercury's influence. So this can deal with, in the sign of Aries, that is the self, the individual, that can sort of deal with subconscious beliefs or ideas or, well, any sort of subconscious thoughts that we have about ourselves and who we are and why we act the way we do, and sort of bring these into light more. So that is something that we can have with this transit as well. Then we will have some challenging transits for Jupiter this month, as right from the beginning of the month, Jupiter will be combusted by the Sun. So that is when Jupiter moves within close proximity to the Sun's rays, or actually behind the Sun's rays, if you from our viewpoint. But so in Vedic astrology, this is called combustion. So this means that the energy of Jupiter will, well, if you look at the sky, it will be like Jupiter is literally blocked from view from our viewpoint. So its energy will sort of be overtaken or shadowed behind the Sun. So the Sun is, well, it's the main dharmic influence in astrology, but even Jupiter is also a dharmic planet. So it deals with, or both of them deal with, you know, finding our individual path and our purpose. And well, Jupiter is the planet of our beliefs and what makes us feel hopeful, inspired, and basically the planet that supplies our life with meaning, besides the Sun, of course. And so when Jupiter moves behind the Sun, and its energy will be sort of filtered through the Sun's strong and overpowering rays, that sort of, for me, that brings to light, bringing out those inner longings that we have, that sort of getting us more in touch with, well, actually, or sort of revising or filtering behind the Sun that sort of sense of what is my purpose, what provides my life with meaning. And the Sun is really the main force that that sort of influences us to, step up and be responsible and to do the right thing and to provide, because the sun is basically what provides us with life. So anywhere the sun is in our chart, that's where we feel the most vital and where we sort of shine. So, and where we provide light also. So in this case, that sort of influences the sense of meaning that we have, the sense of hope and the sense of purpose that we have. So Jupiter will be during this time. I also believe that it could be like sort of like losing faith a little or losing hope a little, because the sun really is overpowering and it will literally block out Jupiter from our view. So there could be an influence of this as well, but as I see it, that can be sort of part of the process of because you have to like shed the old in order to bring in something new. So perhaps if you're getting in touch more with your true sense of inspiration and purpose, you sort of have to get rid of what's currently driving you, that it's not aligned with your soul, because the sun's all about aligning you with your soul's purpose, like what's your calling, if you will. So if you feel that process of losing faith and sort of losing your vision, that could be sort of aligned with this process as well. But it's, in the greater sense, it might mean that you're finding another purpose, a truer purpose also, if you will. So, but it will be challenging with Jupiter this month, and also because Jupiter will be moving over the gandanta point between Pisces and Aries. So gandanta in Vedic astrology means knot or karmic knot. And if you, I'm gonna try to paint a picture. So if you see like the zodiac wheel, and along with this zodiac wheel there runs a big rope, and so the rope crosses all the signs and all the nakshatra. It binds them together. But on those gandanta points between the water and fire signs, there's a big knot in the rope. So it's smooth and easygoing, and then there's like a knot. So, and this is because of on those gandanta points there is no overlapping nakshatra that runs behind the signs, overlapping and abridging one sign into the next. So the nakshatras also have that function of bringing the energy from one sign into the next without too much turbulence or too harsh shifts. But on those gandanta points, there's a full stop between both sign and nakshatra. So there's no nakshatra behind overlapping the crossing. So this is why these points are often referred to as more turbulent, and because, well, there's a knot in the rope on those points. So and this means that Jupiter here can also add to that theme of feeling like we suddenly our faith is shaken, and we're shaken in our values, or our worldview gets sort of shaken up a bit on those crossing points. So, and Jupiter will move into Aries on April 22nd. So the gandanta point will be a few days around that date. So because it's the degree before and after the crossing point between the signs. Then we have Venus moving into Taurus this month, and that's a positive transit for Venus. Taurus is Venus' own sign, so Venus will be at home, and Venus can be a bit, well, sort of stable and content, sort of happy and content within Taurus. So this can be a time to really, Venus is the planet of beauty and devotion, and Venus and Taurus actually makes me think of things like gardening and, you know, tending to nature and appreciating the beauty that surrounds us. So this can be a great transit for photography, art, design, anything that's creative and creating beauty. And but also Venus here can get a little bit too overindulgent, so a little too appreciative of the sweetness in life. So, and this is also including food. So Venus and Taurus can have sort of a sweet tooth. So that's something to perhaps think about as well. But all in all, I feel like Venus and Taurus, it's sort of easygoing and transit of contentment and just appreciating the good in life. And we have Sun moving into Aries as well, and I always associate this with the true beginning of spring. So at least here where I'm at in the northern hemisphere in Sweden, it's been very cold up until now, and we even had snow just a few days ago, and it's, well, that sometimes happens, of course, but it really feels like Sun going into Aries sort of brings the commencement of spring, if you will. So, and there will be a lot of focus on the Aries energy this month as well. And then we have Mercury. Mercury will be retrograding within the fire signs this year, and Mercury will start its retrograde cycle in Aries on April 21st, I believe, or might be April 22nd. I don't remember exactly, but and so there's a lot of highlight on the Aries energy this month, and when Mercury starts its retrograde cycle here, this also gives us a chance to revise and sort of realign that sense of that personal story that we tell ourselves and identify ourselves with. So if you have a tendency toward like negative self-talk and those things, this can be a great time to revise that story that you tell yourself about your life. And Mercury retrograde in Aries can also be a good chance to realign and revisit those ideas that you have about your life and what drives you, like what inspires you. Aries is very much concerned with finding our own path, our own expressions. Mercury retrogrades here, that can be a good chance to really revisit and sort of realign the vision that you have for your life and the path that you are on and what you are currently doing. This can be a great time to ask yourself, Am I enjoying the path that I'm on? Am I seeking new experiences? Am I longing for new experiences? Is there some new adventure that I would like to embark upon? Or have I gotten any ideas or creative inspirations that I haven't yet acted upon that I would wish to and would like to see come to life? That sort of things really deals with this Mercury retrograde in Aries sign. Then we have Jupiter moving into Aries as well on April 22nd. And Jupiter here is also very concerned with what sort of personal ideas or beliefs, rather, that inspire us, motivate us, and that drive our actions. So this can be a time for either Jupiter in Aries can sort of cement those beliefs and ideas that you currently already have, and it could also make you want to sort of impose your ideas or convince others of your beliefs, and to sort of convince others of our opinions, like our opinions, my opinion is the right one, so now I want you to believe it as well, you know? Or Jupiter in Aries can sort of bring into light new ideas or new inspirations, making us want to revisit or not revisit, but sort of immerse ourselves in a new teaching or a new belief. So it can be both of those influences here. But Jupiter in Aries can really get fired up about any ideas that we currently operate through, and really bring that sort of fiery, passionate energy into the realm of our ideas and our worldview. The Jupiter here deals more with how you can take those teachings that you have accumulated and turn them into your own way of practicing and make them your own, to integrate them with what it is that you do. And also could be how you in turn transmit those teachings, and yourself being the teacher. With that, I wish you an inspired month of April, and if you want to read more about these transits, you are welcome to visit my blog at starlightinspiration.com/blog and read more about it. Or you can head on over to Instagram, where I post new astrology content every week. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!